loving it, you guys.
Truffle fries are filling.
And we're back.
Wonderful, and for most of you, we are back. For some of you that operate like me and are likely tardy a lot of the time, you're experiencing this for the first time, and much like a challenging vintage, wireless internet broadcasting has its challenges, but in those challenging vintages, that's when the cream rises to the top, and the fine folks at CellarPass and TasteLive, nothing can throw these people off. They are consummate professionals of the highest order. I'm the mutineer, Alan Kropf, and we are here broadcasting from the Napa Valley Film Festival in Yountville at the V Marketplace. Yet again, we are joined by Rob Lloyd from Jessup Cellars. Welcome back. It's like time travel, but better.
It's good to be back.
Take your first sip for the same time.
Right. Well, I've already had a couple, just practicing.
But this is the proverbial first sip again. You were so excited the first time. I want to see if we can recapture the magic.
Actually, it's getting better.
It's getting better, see?
I like this.
So it was all for some grand reason. So a couple of people were joining us before, and we had some questions come through. We're drinking the 2009 Jessup red wine here, the Jewel.
Yep, very young.
And everybody seems to be very intrigued about this blend. So time to geek out.
Well, this is just, this is kind of fun stuff when you're making wine, is taking a bunch of different components and seeing how you can blend it. So it's look at it as cooking. Sometimes tossing just one little herb. That's kind of where the Petit Verdot 1% is. But we tried to make Merlot based, and I definitely am a Merlot fan. I like a little more of the cool climate Merlot. So this Merlot comes from Coombsville or Carneros, from some different vineyards that we have. And then the Cab Franc was from Coombsville. Again, unusually cool, and that kind of brings out a little bit more of kind of an olive or a green note, which I really like in this wine. Again, we did just bottle it in August. It doesn't come out for a bit, but when I like to drink stuff, I like drinking what I like or drinking what I like.
So when you're putting together a blend like this, obviously the great blends all come from Bordeaux. Do you have a specific style in mind or blend in mind that maybe have been made popular by those chateaux?
I definitely am more of a California kid. Kind of born in California, raised all over California, and I'm not afraid to say I like big wines. I like them rich. I like them smooth and soft, and that's what this is kind of starting to evolve into. So during the ferment, we really try and get in a lot of oxygen early on, try and soften up those tannins so that the wine has a lot of tannin backbone so that it can age, but we really want it to be big and fleshy. And this is just, again, being young, it's just starting to kind of come into its own fleshiness, but there's still plenty of fruit there. So like it fruit driven, big, soft, fleshy, and that's why we're drinking it.
So you're, as a winemaker, looking 10, 20 years ahead in terms of how this wine is going to evolve. What are some of the specific characteristics that tell you that this wine is set up to age?
Well, it's got to have, enough of kind of the tannic backbone to be able to age. If the wines, the pH is too high, it can be real nice and soft, but almost flabby or soapy. And this is definitely not that. This is right about at a 3.7, 3.75. So it's got enough I think of an acid backbone to be able to age, but you can tell that the wine is still very concentrated, and you can tell that it's young, but that it's got a lot of aging potential. And that's kind of, as you sit here and keep drinking it, leave the bottle half full, come back the next day, if it's tasting even better, just showing you it's going to age really well.
Well, I can see the TasteLive folks are getting antsy over here, which means we have responses from the outer world.
Hi everyone, good morning. It's Colin. I'm sitting on camera here because these guys are just too handsome to sit next to. We know we had a couple of technical on-offs, but one thing is everybody wants to hear more about the actual winery of Jessup, and then a little bit talk about the price points, and they just really want to convey a big thumbs up from all of them at this point.
Oh, hey. Cheers to everybody. The winery, we have a split winery and tasting room, so it is a little bit unusual for the Valley. We have a tasting room just right on Front Street here in Yountville. The production facility, though, is down in Napa, so it allows us to really be able to kind of do whatever we want to do down there. I'm able to make some of my own wine down there. So it's not your traditional winery where you've got I used to be the winemaker at Rombauer for years before. We had this pretty winery with the caves up on the hill. For Jessup, we really try and focus on bringing people in, giving that experience, and you can have that great experience here in Yountville.
Explain estate-grown requirements.
Estate-grown requirements, you have to have control over the vineyards. So that's an old rule that has been around for a long time. We have control over the vineyards that we work with. The laws are actually, it's kind of interesting that somebody brought that up, because they are looking at, reviewing those laws and trying to figure out, okay, what exactly is estate grown? Everybody remembers in the 80s the favorite term was reserve.
Mm-hmm.
We had all these reserve wines that didn't really mean that much, but estate grown means that you need to have control over those vineyards that you're working with.
And what are some of the unique ways that you guys exercise that control and get the grapes exactly the way that you want them?
It really is kind of working with friends. With the vineyards that we source from, it's working with people that I've known for a long time that are good growers. We source some of our fruit from Tony Trouchard down in Carneros. We work with a number of different growers that kind of have the same belief that we do. Great wines have to start in the vineyard. You can have the best winemaker, but we can only do so much. With French cooking, the reason that they learned to cook, with a lot of sauces was because they had bad meat. I don't want to have bad meat. I want to have the best meat. I want to have the best ingredients, and that's really what my job is to go out and source what I think is the best fruit in the valley.
And what is the price point on this that we're drinking?
This is where the winemaker and the sales guy differ. I'm not quite sure, and I'm probably going to get harassed back at the winery for that. I believe that this is $86 a bottle.
Okay.
When it is released. Right now we're on the finishing up the 08 vintage and getting ready to release the 09.
Okay. And what other grapes are you guys playing with at Jessup?
A little bit of everything. Playing with the Pinot down in Carneros. We make Chardonnay, make great Sauvignon Blanc from George Shanks that he does the farming down there. We get Petit Verdot, Petit Syrah. It's I really look at it kind of like cooking. The more the more ingredients you can have, the more things you can blend, you can make them better. And I'm definitely a big fan of blending.
And what's your production look like right now?
Production, we're still pretty small. We're only at about 14,000 cases of production at Jessup.
Okay.
But we're just sold out of tasting rooms, so kind of something special.
Okay, so you just sold out of the tasting room. If any of these bloggers, Twitterers lose their minds over this wine and absolutely must have a bottle, what do you suggest?
You can order it online. You can order it from the tasting room, but the best, just come drink with me.
How do you refuse that? And you guys got a wine club?
We do have a wine club.
How does that work?
Very good. That's really kind of I guess one of the big things for the winery. The wine club started probably about 5-6 years ago, and we have a lot of members. We have a few different types of clubs where some you can choose, your favorite wines, and those will go into a case, or you can kind of let us decide, and we'll be able to send you a few different wines.
Nice. Twitters, bloggers, what do we got?
How many cases? Thoughts on making primarily Cabernet-based blend, and what are the other wines that you make at Jessup Cellars?
Table for Four is our Cabernet-based blend, and it's kind of similar to the Jewel. They let me take what I think are really our best lots that year, and I try and stress that it's Cabernet-based, whereas Jewel is just Merlot-based. The production of this Jewel was about 900 cases, so not too big, not too small, just right.
Okay. And I'm digging this wine.
Yeah, me too. I'm getting. I'm gonna have to have you pour me a little more.
I can do that. It's okay. I'm a professional. What are you drinking with this?
Do the same thing.
There you go. What are you drinking with this at home?
This actually I like with the mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. I'm definitely a mushroom butter guy.
Okay.
I like with portobellos, just kind of pan fry them up. Brings out kind of that nice earthiness in this wine.
Good answer. Good answer. Okay, last call.
What music is it?
What music? Oh, they're gonna
What music?
put you to it here. Choose
let's see,
wisely.
Someone said Elvis Costello.
Oh, I could definitely see Elvis Costello. I've definitely been more of a Police guy since that's what I was listening to on the drive up here. First album. It was good. Actually, I think this would go well with it.
And when will this wine be released?
Boy, the t-shirt is going to get mad at me again. I think they will be releasing this in April. So it's going to be a little bit. The 08 is available right now. It's just, I didn't make that one. So.
Okay, so there we go. We got a treat.
Yeah.
Time travel in another way.
Perfect.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen with enthusiasm, Rob Lloyd, winemaker extraordinaire, Jessup Cellars. I'm the mutineer, Alan Kropf, with the incredible people from CellarPass and TasteLive at the Napa Valley Film Festival in Yountville at the Marketplace. More to come. Cheers.